Well, who remembers the original battery that used to be down in this hole here? When we bought the car off Flip, some remember we had the R&J battery in there and it was dead flat. We managed to get the car started using the jump packs, but then it kept periodically dying. The reason being is because the battery was dead flat and the fuel pump needs power to run the engine, pump the fuel up to the engine. So it kept dying. Every time you gave it a bit of throttle or let go of the throttle, it wanted to die. And so look, what we end up doing is I brought a battery from home. Unfortunately, the terminals were the wrong way around, so we had to twist the lead, twist the loom, get the terminals on just to get it home that day, and that was okay. However, guess what? The original battery that come out of this car, the R&J battery that we found the day we bought this car and it was dead flat, we've managed to salvage it. We've had him on the charger there for a little while, and guess what? He's 12.8, 12.9 volts all day long. So we've managed to salvage the battery possibly. He may be going back in for future. So a battery is one of our expenses that we don't have to worry about now. We do still have to replace that alternator though. So I'm looking around, look, generally around 30 to 60 bucks, you know, generally around the $50 mark, I'll sort of pay for one of those. And look, we also have to replace the back wheels. So the two tyres on the back end are extremely bald. So I've actually got a couple of mates, look, 2 or 3 mates that own tyre shops locally here in town. So I haven't seen them yet, and I should have dropped in there the other day when I was at work in the work truck. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask them to put a couple of second-hand, really good condition second-hand tyres aside. You know, just something that I can buy cheap off them, something they're going to throw out in the yard and look, most likely discard. So that's what I'm going to do. Basically, get rid of the tyres and the old tyres and put on some new ones, very, very cheap. So getting a phone call on the watch, sorry, getting distracted. The front two are okay, it's just the back two we need replacing. So alternator, 2 tyres we'll work on next. Rightio, so next up it is cleaning time, and we're going to start with the engine bay in this video, and we're going to start by picking out all those leaves and all the dirt build-up in around the suspension tower and also the battery tray down below. Now, this is a great place for all that to build up and create rust, which has happened a little bit there, as you can see down near the pick end. So we're going to try and get all the leaves out the best we can, then we're going to blast it with a pressure washer and some degreaser, and I tell you what, this engine bay comes up $1 million. We've been busy, I tell you. What we've been doing is, as you've seen, use that little screwdriver there, a little sharp end pointer, and just scratching away all the debris, trying to get it all a little bit loose. So then when we do hit it with the engine degreaser, everything's going to free up that little bit easier and come off with the pressure washer. And we will have to give it probably another couple of goes. I'll give it a couple of rinses off. But look at that, a lot of it's already moving off quite nicely. There's so much dirt in here, I don't know why. Flip was a dirt farmer, must have been. But look at that, even without engine degreaser, a lot of that is just running away and cleaning off quite nicely. So what we're going to do, fill up the little bottle. I've already put quite a mixture in it. We're just using some concentrate degreaser there. Some heavy duty degreaser too, look out. So who knows, it may even strip the paint off. It won't. And we're just going to give it a good soak too. So soak the engine right up with the degreaser. And then we'll give it a rinse off a little bit later. I've just made a tub up too. And we'll throw a bit of degreaser in that. We'll do it now actually. And all those parts will be nice and clean, and we're just going to get a toothbrush and just give them all a bit of a scrub, get out all those dirty bits and pieces and get in the cracks with a little toothbrush there. Works perfectly. So we'll keep letting the hose trickle in there. I knew that was going to fall out. And then we're going to start squirting down the engine bay and see how clean we can get it. Rightio, so the next step is hooking up the gurney and giving it a pressure wash. And look, I'm going to have to do this a couple of times. As I said, it is absolutely caked on. We sprayed a heap of degreaser on there, as you can see, and it has been soaking for the past hour, but I'm sure we're going to have to repeat this process at least 2 or 3 times. So look, we've hooked him up. We'll give him a bit of a whirl. I'll set you up on the tripod again and show you a look as we go. Well, there we go, 10 minutes on the gurney, and look at that. Hey presto, it looks a treat. So it looks a lot better than what it did anyway. The plenum is still quite dirty, the rocker covers are still quite dirty, even the fuel rail is still quite dirty, but look, you can take those off and polish them up. We're probably not going to go to that effort this time, but in the past I've taken them off. You know, when I was 18, 19 playing around with these cars, I used to take off the plenum, the air intake, the rock cover gaskets, the fuel rail. I used to take them inside the lounge room and actually sit and polish them of a night time. So I'm sure we need to put a new air filter in it. We are going to give it a service too, new oil filter and oil, which is not a problem. And look, I'm sure we can probably pick up a can of air intake cleaner, because if I took that plenum lid off, removing those 6mm Allen key bolts, if I took the plenum lid off there and looked inside that cover, I'm certain it would be absolutely putrid black. So what we'll do is we'll grab a can of air intake cleaner. We'll put a little hole into the intake tube there, basically squirting the can in as the engine's running, giving the engine a bit of acceleration and sucking all that air intake cleaner in. It's going to blow a heap of smoke out the back, and it's going to smell horrible. And look, it's going to clean it all out though. So funnily enough, we used to do those clean outs at work all the time. I used to work for a local Petters here, and we used to do those clean outs all the time. So we didn't just do suspension, we did servicing all day long, and we did a lot of those air intake cleans, you know, cleaning out the air intake, helping the sensors, you know, unclogging and blocking them, helping the car run a lot smoother and better. And I'll tell you what, it used to be quite funny, because we had a subway right across the road from where we were, and look, we would be putting these air intake cleans through, revving the hell out of the motor, because that's just basically what you got to do. I'll show you a little bit later how you do it, and just how good a job it does. But all this black smoke would be billowing out the back of the car and floating across to the subway, where everybody would be sitting eating their 6-inch subs, wouldn't they? So, but look, we're only just doing what we're required to do and what we were supposed to do. So we've cleaned out all the channels with the gurney, which is really awesome now, full of leaves, full of dirt. I don't know why. Flip mustn't have washed this car in years. All the channels down there are a lot cleaner, all the hosing, pipe work, what have you. So these power steering lines, as some will remember, you could barely even see the hose clamps before, and not to mention all the heater tap lines. They were just covered in junk, and the rocker covers as well. So they're all clean now. And look, as I said the other day when we first bought this car the other week, that takes years to build up. You know, that would not be a week or 2 weeks or a year. That would be years of residue, years of build up that we've just removed. So I'm certain this is going to be a great engine. I'm certain it's going to be a great car for someone in future. The only problem now is, do I want to sell it? I'm second guessing myself. Well, this stuff is really cool that we're just using here. And look, on the back rims, we're not going to bother too much worrying about the tyres like we've done with the front. We're just going to hit the rim. It is a Bowden's wheelie clean though. How cool. It absolutely stinks too. And what it'll do, it's sort of coming out like a green at the moment, but what it'll do is it'll actually turn the alloy rim purple. So how cool is that? But I'll tell you, it absolutely stinks. Don't get it in your eyes. Don't even get it in any open cuts, because it really hurts too. It stings your eyes. It's some pretty powerful stuff. As we make our way around though, I swear to God, by the time we get back around, look at all those cobwebs on the back of the rim there. Not going to get through all that. As we make our way back around, we're going to see the rims start turning purple. Sorry about that noisy neighbour next door too. Who would mow their lawn on a Saturday? Crazy. Saturdays of detecting, working on cars. So I did try and go detecting today too. We did head out to a new site, or an old railway house site, to check it out. Unfortunately, we did not get anybody at home today. That's okay, you have those days. So I did work on the car this morning and went out to try and detect it this afternoon. Did not work out. So here we are back working on the car. Keeping busy always. Love it. So there we go, last one done. Let's go back around the front. Have a look. Oh my God, it's turned purple. How cool's that? So it's some pretty potent stuff. And when we wash this all off, you're gonna see just how good a job it does. I really should have done a time lapse on that, shouldn't I? Had it sit there on the tripod and sped the film up. You would have been able to see it turn purple. Let's go back to the first one that we started with, or the second one that we started with, but first one on film. And as you can see, all turning purple. Very cool. We won't worry about the wheels on the back too much. It does clean rubber just as well, but we do need to replace these tyres. So how cool is that? Let's hook the gurney up now. This one still hasn't turned purple. So let's hook the gurney up now and let's give it all the pressure wash off. And let's get right in amongst the rotors, the hubs, the calipers, the brake pads, even up and around the suspension as we go. So one of the last jobs that we're doing just to finish the day off is cleaning those windows, and once again we're going to be using a Bowden's product. I'm not affiliated with Bowden's in any way, but look, the naked glass works exceptionally well. We've just started with the back window there. We've done a little side quarter panel window, and now we're doing the side driver side windows. So look, I know that a lot of it is on the outside too. We have not cleaned the outside of the car at all yet. So a lot of what we're trying to clean and what we're trying to see, look, it's interfering with what's still left on the outside. But once, look, next week, once we've got a bit of time, we'll get the pressure washer out, we'll get the snow blower out, we'll cover it in white snow, and look, we'll clean it up the best we can, and then we're going to see where we need to pick up and do some more work cleaning those insides of the windows. But we'll just make a start for now. So we've also got Helena here too, and Helena, what do you think about the new car? New family car? Great.
Can you drop an 8 in it?
Drop a V8 in it, you reckon? Yeah. We don't need a V8. Petrol's too dear.
You've got one.
Got one. What do you think about my purchase? So do you think it was a good purchase? Maybe. Helena, when I come home, or when Helena come home, she's seen it. She's like, "What have you done?" And look, I told her that I spent a lot more on it than what I did, because she spends a lot on her hair, doesn't she? So I told her about triple the price that I paid for it, and she let me off with it. She goes, oh that's all right then. Thankfully,
did?
Yes, she did. Thankfully, in the end, I told her that I only paid, what, 200? Should have. There we go. It's my money. 200 bucks is fine.
Can we put a manual in it?
No manual, no V8. Leave it the way it is. Awesome. Anyway, continue on, clean the windows, and we're going to get on to the next job. Alrighty, so that is going to finish up our day. I tell you what, we've been at it too. It's 10 past 8. The sun's gone down. Look, we've been quite busy today. We've done a lot of work on the car, and we've made a lot of progress. So as you can see, we've got the carpet up. We've just been gurning it out, and I've only done the driver's side so far. And look at the difference. Look at that. Driver's side, passenger side. Huge difference, actually. Let's turn it around to the light so you can actually see it. What little light we have left. So look, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put the snow blower on, and the snow blower is basically meant for the exterior of the car. However, we're going to do a bit of a test. all in the name of science, we're going to use it on the carpet and see how well it works. I was going to go buy a really good, look, Maguire's carpet shampoo or something like that. We're just going to use a snowblower and look, just hammer this carpet and see what happens, see if it can clean up all right. We've also got the boot carpet to do, which we need to give a good shake out, good dust off, but we'll do the same with that, pressure wash it all, and it'll need to be done on a nice hot day. I've just started on that, but tomorrow is 31 degrees, so yes, it'll sit there overnight. No, it won't go mouldy, horrible, stinky, because it will warm up and dry out tomorrow, and we'll finish the process. So we've all got also pulled the parcel shelf out. And the reason being is, look, I want to vacuum it properly, clean that properly also. We won't pull it all the way out, still got the seatbelt attached to it. But you've got your little brake light, you've got your three brake lights, so obviously 1, 2, your third being up in the top there, unless you've got a spoiler, then it's in, or unless you've got a spoiler, then it's in the spoiler. But your third brake light there, it was horribly dirty, a couple of moths and old flies stuck in it. So look, we just had to remove the parcel shelf just to clean this guy, and he may even need a new globe. So look, a lot of work. We're sort of going a lot further than what we were going to go. And look, I probably knew I was going to do that because I always seem to get carried away. And what's the point of doing something once and not doing it properly? You got to come back and do it again. So look, if we do a good job the first time, and look, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with this car, whether I'm going to be selling it in future. But look, if it is kept for myself and we end up respraying it in future and cleaning cleaning it up to keep, I tell you what, we know we've done a good job and we've done it all ourselves, and that's what counts. So anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed. We've got a ton more work to do. When we come back, we'll finish on the carpet, the boot rug, and look, we'll start putting the interior back in. We've still got to clean up the seats, but they're not too bad at all. So we've got a lot of work to do and share in future, and I hope you're enjoying it. It's something a little bit different, and look, I thought it would make for a good video to share, as you can see the process as we go. So anyway, guys, that's about it. I think it's tea time now. We're going to get inside. We'll catch you on the next.